Quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, 2Game. 2Game are an official digital retailer where you can buy legit game keys, support the publisher, and get games cheaper on great deals. If you'd like to pay them a visit, the link will be in both the comment section and in the description. NBA 2K19 dropped just a little bit over a week ago, and despite my better judgment, I got right in line to get it early on Thursday night, the same as I do every year. I mean, could you actually blame me though? After an entire year of endlessly being blown by no matter what, missing open layups, and fumbling open passes, I had high hopes that 2K could fix those simple mechanics and make 19 a decent game. And of course, I wasn't trying to wait until the next day to hop online to see if they'd done it, and nobody got time for that. The very first thing I did when I got home from GameStop was, well, actually I played Spider-Man, not even gonna lie, but after I played Spider-Man, I popped in 2K, and then I went straight for PlayNow Online. Did my best to ignore my disappointment about how terrible this year's tier system is. You know, I didn't think it was possible for it to get worse than it already was, but 2K really outdid themselves by being just so entirely extra this year. Still, I was able to find a ton of matches on opening night, and I have to say I was pretty impressed with the gameplay, as many of you already know, but I knew it was coming. I was way ahead of the curve from the time Mike Wang told us we were going to be able to branch spin moves into dunks and layups. Ladies and gentlemen, the Giannis cheese has officially entered the NBA 2K franchise.
And Antetokounmpo, and Giannis up, and it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. Period is now ticking away. Should be fine. It's Antetokounmpo. Right on the. And Antetokounmpo.
So I think I already have a pretty good idea of what you guys are going to say after seeing that clip. You're going to say, oh Dom, well what'd you expect? You had Dirk Nowitzki and Sean Bradley in front of Giannis. How did you think that was going to turn out? And then I'm going to tell you that I didn't have a choice. Being that 2K has a tier system but then proceeds to match you with teams outside of your tier all the time, you really just kind of walk into these matches blindly, which already gives the Bucks a very large advantage over most teams that they could be matched up with. And the advantage that they have, and one of the biggest reasons that I think they should be a tier 1 team, is because Giannis at the power forward is just a mismatch for almost any team you can think of. So in the particular case you were looking at, I was playing as the O2 Mavericks, and after playing the game, I'm thinking, you know what, maybe I could have had LaFrentz on him, because LaFrentz is actually pretty good at blocking. He's probably, I would say that he could probably slide his feet a little bit better than Dirk Nowitzki. Not that he has a great chance against Giannis, because nobody really does, but that would have been my best bet. And then there was another game where I was the 98 Spurs and the opponent was the Bucks. And that was a terrible matchup as well, because Giannis was playing power forward and center that game. So I spent that game having him walk past Tim Duncan and David Robinson, because although those are two amazing big men, I don't think those are the players that you would match up with a demigod that's 7 feet and quick with handles. So anyways, back to the point, yes, the Bucks in my opinion should be tier 1, and depending on how they perform throughout the season, I think they're going to end up a tier 1 team if 2K still does that. If they edit teams throughout the year, I believe they do. And Giannis has just reached another level in 2K. I used him a bit in 2K18 towards the end when I was streaming, and a couple of people told me to use the Bucks, so I was doing it, and he was pretty dominant back then, but now it's just at a whole new level. Now that you can actually make layups in 2K, and you can make contested layups that Giannis would probably, he would definitely make in real life, and now that you can branch off spins and Euro steps into dunks, this man they really captured the Giannis that we believe was made in a laboratory by Dr. Giroux. I've entered the world of chase down blocks with him, getting rebounds and starting the break with him is amazing, and I think actually that's probably enough about Giannis, because this video is not about him specifically, but it's about the Bucks being a tier 1 team. And another reason that I believe they should be tier 1 is because this doesn't feel any different than it used to feel playing LeBron James surrounded by shooters. In 2K18, the Cavs roster that LeBron just left, it wasn't that good. It was LeBron James and a lot of role players, but those role players could all shoot. So if you played somebody with the Cavaliers who knew what they were doing and knew how to space the floor properly, that was still a very challenging team to beat at times. And I get the same exact feeling playing with the Bucks, because you've got Giannis, and Brogdon can shoot, Snell can shoot, Middleton can shoot, A couple of the guys that come off the bench can shoot. So this really feels like a team, the kind of schemes that you can run with them feels eerily similar to LeBron-led teams, regardless, not even just last year, but any LeBron team in the game, right? Because as long as LeBron has shooters around him, those teams are very, very good. So the thing with Giannis is, with his speed and his height, putting his back to the basket and putting him in low post, he really doesn't have a lot of people that can take him one-on-one. The people that can hold him one-on-one down there can't hold him on the perimeter when he's dribbling around and speeding to the rim. So then with Giannis in the post, there's really nothing you can do because there's shooters all around the court waiting to receive an open pass for him if somebody wants to double. And that's the same exact thing that's the same problem you had guarding LeBron teams. And then what really caps it off for the Bucks is their defense. A lot of things that didn't matter in 18 now matter. And so having an on-ball defender, or a very good on-ball defender like Eric Bledsoe, makes a big difference this time around. And then of course you got Giannis, who is also a great defender. Henson can hold his own down low. And just overall, this is a good team. If you're trying to work the ball away from somebody who's being careless, this is a good team for that. So essentially what you have is a great defensive team and a team that can put you at their mercy on offense, because if you want to just spread the floor and base it around Giannis having the ball, very easy to score, whether it's with him or whether it's with an open shooter. So at this point, the people that have been losing with the Bucks are of the same breed of people that go online and lose with the Warriors. As I said at the beginning of the video, Giannis is a different breed this year. He's been taken to that next level. And they, in my opinion, if we're just talking about regular teams, they're probably the best tier 2 team in the game right now. So everybody's using them, but the problem is they're trying to abuse Giannis and they're not going for anything else. So I've matched up with them multiple times this year so far in my early 30 games that I've played. And what's made them easier to beat is that people are just going with Giannis. They're trying to dribble around with him. People are still trying to blow by all the time. So, you know, the people who haven't figured out they're just going baseline as fast as you can doesn't work all game. They're still trying that. Running out the clock, dribbling around with him, trying to get around the defender. Basically all things that would have worked in 18, they're just trying that with Giannis right now. So it's basically just the people that don't have a clue so far. But once people really figure it out, or the people that know what they're doing start getting a hold of the Bucks, this is a team that should be in tier 1 and not in the ranks of some of these other squads that they're ranked with. With 2K's new and revamped tier system that nobody asked for, now you have to play with certain teams because you can only play a certain amount of games in every tier. So since you have a team like the Bucks in tier 2, that's a team you run into a lot because people see the rest of the teams and they're like, what should persuade them to use anybody else other than the Bucks, which are clearly the best team there, unless you're going to count some of the other historic teams which you unlock later. Other than that, starting out, they make the most sense. And honestly, it's been pretty sad because even though it's only been about a week and a couple of days since this game came out, the numbers for PlayNow Online are pretty bad. The upper tiers only have a couple of hundred people in them. It's very hard to find a game. I had to create a new PlayStation account so I could go be with the other 90,000 people who still are in the lower tier, so I could just find games, right? Because being in the college rank, there's only 300 people and like 70% of them wanted to use the Warriors. And although 2K has the teams ranked by tiers and it says that it's searching for a team in your tier, you often get matched with a team outside of your tier, even though they don't give you the option to search for it manually like you used to be able to. So whether you're using a tier 1, 2, or 3 team, you are prone to run into the Milwaukee Bucks, which should be tier 1, so take that how you will. So if you're using some tier 3 team that only has traditional big men and you run into the Bucks, which is gonna bust your game plan up because of Giannis Antetokounmpo, hopefully the official sponsor of this video, 2Game, can help you wipe away your tiers. Alright, that was bad. 2Game are an official digital retailer where you can buy legit game keys, support the publisher, and get games cheaper on great deals. If you'd like to pay them a visit, the link will be in both the comment section and in the description. Alright, that'll be all for the first PlayNow Online episode. This year is going to be just a little bit different, whereas last year I was going through reviewing every team. Obviously 2K didn't add any new teams, so there's no use in me going through and reviewing every single one of them. I'm just going to be kind of doing episodes like this where I talk about certain games that I played or certain things that I'm noticing with online players, certain trends. I still will eventually end up using every team by the end of the year, but the format is going to be different, so it's not exactly the same as 2K18. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, comment, and sub, and hit the bell next to my name if you want notifications on future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.